Hello, YouTube. So we have one more thing for today. Items and their effects. And when I say like items and effects, I mean like give me 1 second. I mean these items. You know what I'm saying? Like how effective is Rush Attack Up L? So if I put it on my class, how effective is it? Because it takes up a lot of space. It takes up what 16 slots. So then you have rush attack up medium, small, defense up large, medium, small, and then you have other items that actually make the game way more complicated, like serious, which we'll have to get in that by itself. Anyways, so let's look real quick at where do I have the PDF file. Might not even have it open. Let me just take this right over here. Here we go. This is the PDF file that I designed for each item. So let's say Rush Attack Up Large, right? It does 300 attack. So it adds 300 attack to any character you use. So let's do this real quick. Let's actually, cause some people might not believe me or whatnot. I'm not really trying to waste anyone's time, so I want to do it as quickly as possible. But I do feel like everything should be explained. So these are two normal Maj Vegetas. Both of them are normal, right? So if we figure out what the attack is, and this kind of tells you exactly how this is made. Where is there it is. Okay, so if basically my 5x combo, if I add Rush Attack Up L, should be 300 attack power stronger. So alright, so 1900. Sorry about these loading screens. Anyways, I'll try to talk during the loading screens. So then you have to see how many squares the item is. So, for example, like Rush Attack Up L is 16 squares, in size, right? So then I would take 16 and I would divide it into 300, right? And then that tells you how effective it is per square. Which that's the most important thing to note about any item is how effective it is per square. That's the main information you want to know. So with this, you can see that Rush Attack Up L 300 effects per square is 18. So if you divide 300 by 16, you'll get 18. This is the number you need to know. The higher this number is, the better the item is. This is massive. Like that's what you're mainly paying attention to. So let's go back in here. All right, we have Rush Attack Up L now, so it should do 1900 plus 300, which is 2200. So do 2200. Boom. All right, and that's pretty much just showing you how the system works. All right, so you can use any of these, plug any of these in, and they're all going to be right. Now. So this is pretty explanatory. If you have, this how much your Ki Blast is, this how much your super is going to increase, all that. But there is a couple things to note. Power Out of Control, you'll see, is listed here, but is also listed here, and that's because it has two different effects. It increases your offense and it increases your defense. So this is how much defense it'll give you. This is how much offense it'll give you. You should always note whenever you're picking this item to add the 16 with the 15.2. So that makes it like 31.2. Then, for Power Out of Control, that's pretty much the only item like that has two effects on top of each other. Another thing to note would be this next thing, incremental to bar or item. Okay, this is going to be like latent power, right? Where latent power gives you 105 defense with no health bars lost. None, right? Then it gives you an extra 38 defense for every bar you lose. Meaning if you go from 6 bars to red bar, it will give you 333 defense instead of 105. So, and 333 divided by 14, which is the amount of squares, that has, is 23.79. So, after at 6 bars, it gets 23.79. So, it's pretty helpful whenever, 6 or 7 bars, it becomes a really good item. But if you think about it, your defense up L, right, is 23, and you don't have to lose any bars. So that's really good. Look at defense up medium, 36. Defense up small is probably one of the arguably the best items in the game. It's just a single item though, so you can't just fill everything up with defense up small. But yeah, miracle power. Look how busted that is. It gives you 627 defense by itself when you hit red bar. That's pretty insane. All right, so here's where things get complicated. This is called Sirius, right? This thing needs an entire, pretty much video for itself. And I want you to know that Overwhelm works similar to Sirius, and so does Instinct. If you don't know what these items are real quick, let me go show you. Basically, Sirius increases your attack power with every health bar loss. But here's the kicker. If you so let me just pull it up real quick. This is where it gets complicated. Alright, so here's Sirius. Powers up your attack with every health bar lost. Okay, so here's what's weird though. Rush attack up L, right, does, let's see, it adds 300, right? But if you have Sirius and rush attack up L, right, Sirius is actually going to magnify the attack power granted by rush attack up L. So I have a separate, here is a separate list right here. This is effects with Sirius, Overwhelm, or Instinct down 6 bars per square. So basically what that means is if I start with 6 bars and I go down to red, how effective is my item per square? And look at the difference, guys. Like, let's see, rush attack up L right here, right? It goes from 18 to 37, which means if you take 37, right, and you times it by 16, it gives you 592 attack on top of your 5x combo that you normally would do. And that is also on top of the 600 attack granted by Sirius. So that 592 has nothing to do with Sirius, with its bonus. Sirius magnifies all other melee items. So it gets a little broken, not gonna lie. Like, here's another thing that's broken. Even though rush attack up S is the shittiest, of the rush attacks, but look at this. If you look over here with the Sirius, 36. That's really good. So if you have a Sirius class, it's better to put rush attack up S than it is to put rush attack up M on it. For like a red line with Sirius. And then same thing down here. If you look, what is it? You got ground attack up S. Look, 36 right here. Ground attack up S is stronger than M or L when you're looking at your, a red line with Sirius. So, which a lot of my customs might change, to be honest, after after making this. But yeah, so that's another thing. So basically, that's how Sirius works, and that's how this chart works. Okay, so this just tells you how effective the items are per square after Sirius has lost 6 bars. Now, something else to explain about Sirius is I put average 100, right? Because if we look at the Sirius, here's all the raw data for all the items. If we go down to Sirius right here, this is all Sirius, right? So Sirius gives you no attack increase whenever you don't lose a health bar. Unlike Latent Power. Latent Power gives you 105, right? Well, this gives you none. But when you lose your first bar, it gives you 60 extra. So, you know, your base score would be 1900 with Majin Vegeta, so it give you an extra 60. These are increments between each health bar, right? But basically, if you average out 100, it would give you 100 for every health bar you gain. Average, you know, because if you take these, you add all these together, you divide it by the same number, 6, you'll get 100 even. So that's pretty much what I mean, because they're different. They're not accurately the same thing every time. So I wanted to make an average to make it really easy on you guys. So the average of Sirius is 100. The average of Overwhelm is 600. I didn't feel like a lot of people play Instinct. I might go through and do, because this data takes a long time, I might go through and figure out Instinct for Ultimate Attack Up Large, Medium, Small. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that explains this. So these are all your base effects. I'm sorry, whoops. Alright, anyways, so your base effects are this line right here. And this is just telling you, okay, well, if my super attack does 5,000 damage, if I add super attack up L, it does 6,650 damage, and you'll be right. So another thing to note is Material Power. Material Power says it does 86 defense by itself. So if you just put Material Power, and that's the only item on your custom, it will give you 86 defense. Then that's 17 per square. And then it gives you 19 extra defense per item put on your class. So that is how that one works. But other than that, that is the quick rundown of items, how they work, and how effective is each item. So hopefully you guys find this helpful. I'll see y'all later.